All right. Happy Sunday, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. I'm Bobby Melendez, joined always by my tag team partner, Josh Kimmel. Josh, how you doing, brother?
Man, it is a wonderful, hot, sunny day here. It's a great weekend to start my freaking fantasy football drafts. Yeah, that's right. I'm in like 5 fantasy football drafts at the moment. And I'm in the middle of watching Lord of the Rings, like we followed up on as I think our last episode we talked about me watching it. So I'm in the middle of that. So how about you though? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing all right, hanging in there. I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, or in regards of just the network, just keeping busy. You got shows. We got a show going later on this afternoon. Real talk. On deck baseball podcast, and then I won't be on that. It'll be Russ Morgan, possibly Finstanza. And tomorrow may have Fitz Talk Today since I didn't do that yesterday. I actually had a visit from someone within our Dolphins content community who came into Nashville and reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm here." So I went out and I met up with them. And that's what I texted you. I was like, "Hey, bro, you mind if we push this to tomorrow? Because I don't know how long they're going to be here." And it ended up being great. I was able to show them her to town and whatever. So, and, I know she's still in there, so she's still private. So we'll wait till tomorrow to say who it was, but all spec. But it was a lot of fun. Okay. So I had a blast. And just, I haven't really I was able to catch up on what happened with Red Wrestling this week, Raw, SmackDown, Tony Storm, AEW, had a cool promo there. Shout out to her. And then, of course, the bigger news, what we're going to talk about, we're kind of big news, I guess, I don't know, is Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff back in the world of pro wrestling. And the reason why I put the pro wrestling, because is it really pro wrestling? We'll get into that. And should we care about this new wrestling league, whatever this may be? But anyway, Josh, man, first off, before we get into the main topics, world of professional wrestling, is there anything this week that's jumped out to you that you want to talk about?
In the world of professional wrestling, is there anything? Man. I'm going to shock you. I might, and I might not. I don't know. Damian Priest and LA Knight had a confrontation.
SmackDown.
And on SmackDown. I don't know if people are into this or not. I'm not on the internet, so I'm not part of the IWC. So I'm not sure if people are into it or not, but I found it pretty interesting. Now, of course, the bigger topics, we have the Seth Rollins and we have Cena stuff going on. Like those are the bigger stories. But I'm always interested to see, okay, after WrestleMania, where do these guys line up? Damian Priest is coming off of a WrestleMania loss to Drew McIntyre. LA Knight's coming off of a loss to Jacob Fatu, so they're both in a position where they can't lose again, and they're both baby faces. So I'm interested of where this is going to go. I would love to see a heel LA Knight. Will we see one with Damian Priest? Will the fans get behind, Damian Priest with LA Knight? I don't think they will. But that caught my eye in that 3-hour SmackDown. That's literally the only thing I took away from that television show. And Raw, again, not a letdown. It's just, I don't know. I feel like we have, when you have Roman and Cody and you have all this for weeks leading into WrestleMania, now you don't have these guys or these stories. You kind of have to latch on to something and hope something else is going to grow from this. Yeah, the samey stuff was great, right? But you asked me not the main topics, the little topics.
Yeah, no.
Priest and LA Knight stuck out to me. It's interesting. Like, oh, okay. I don't think I needed this dynamic, but we have it now, and I kind of want it.
I think that's great. I'm so glad you brought that up. I was able to catch bits and pieces of that match, and how I felt afterward. And we know Jacob Fatu, and not Jacob, it was Solo who interfered, and those three guys. First off, just those three, because Jacob Fatu's kind of on the ups. Where Solo more than anybody is really kind of but Damian Priest and LA Knight and Solo Sikoa, those are the three guys with Fatu. They're kind of like, hey, they could be the next thing. They could be the next main attraction in WWE, and they're kind of trying to find their footing. When you saw that, when I was watching that and seeing those guys, first off, they did a great job. I like how they sold. I mean, LA Knight, he's on a trajectory up. It's crazy to say that he's, he was here and then he went here and now he's back up to here. Damian Priest, I'm a huge fan of. Solo's the one where I'm kind of like, damn, like he was doing so well. Now he's kind of like balanced back out where it's like, it's a mid. So I'm with you, man. I hope, I want to see more of Solo. I mean, not Solo, but I want to see more of LA Knight, Damian Priest. I want to see where they go. and how they're used, because this is going to be the trajectory, not just of this year, as we, now we aim to the next WrestleMania and who's going to be the next big guy and whatever. We're going to look who's the next big guy in the next 5 to 10 years, because if you look at their trajectory, which is awesome, but still we're like, wait, you look at Braun Breaker, that's kind of aiming to where that's going to be. That's going to set him. This is going to be whatever that did for Batista and Randy Orton back in the day in Evolution. That could be what this does for Braun Breaker. Even though Braun Breaker kind of made his own name in NXT and as the IC champion, being paired with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, that's going to just skyrocket him to the very top eventually. And we may get a Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, WrestleMania or something, or whoever down the line. So very interesting.
I just want to put this out there. I think as you're a film major, or you went to film school.
Went to film school, yeah.
Excuse me. Yep. You know that there's only so many stories that anyone can tell. Like there's a real number that in film school they teach.
Yeah.
There's like this, there's only this many stories you can tell. Same thing with wrestling. And I think I've seen it too often where, oh, these guys pair up. Now we're waiting for the split. But I guess that's pro wrestling. It's, these guys are paired up. Okay, let's fast forward to the match. Let's already start booking the match, which to me, it's the MJF Wardlow situation, of course. There's all of them. Diesel and Michaels, all this shit, they always break up. Can we just not have it? Can we just, like, for once get swerved? Because it happens all the time. We're already booking Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins for whatever imaginary title. I feel like fans should just sit back and enjoy this instead of
100%. 100%. I want to feel like they are legitimately a group. I mean, I'm okay. You know me. I'm all about just sit back and enjoy the story. Now, regards of Hollywood, film, whatever, how many movies are there that are so alike? And even movies that are exactly reboots. A movie, this one's different, but not really that different. You had Jaws, and then you had Orca, right? That was the equivalent to Jaws back in the day. I don't know if you remember Orca.
I never saw Orca, brother.
Okay,
but,
so
I've seen Jaws.
Okay, so well, brother, Jaws was with Richard Harris, who plays Dumbledore, the original Dumbledore. But it's him, and then he's a whale hunter, and he kills an orca, a female orca, and the baby dies, and cuts the belly open, the baby falls out, and then all of a sudden there's the dad orca, it's like sees them, and of course now plots his revenge, so he hunts down these people. There's always that equivalent. I'm trying to think, other movies that are the same but they're not, and that's kind of what wrestling is. It's what works. You just said it. We want fresh stories, but what real fresh story could we really do other than they never break up? They're always they just grow apart, and and then they do their own thing. That's always the equivalent. I mean, Evolution, Triple H, who betrayed him first, or he betrayed Randy Orton, right? And then Batista turned on Triple H, and then Triple H turned on Ric Flair. It's always the same thing. I think the Horsemen might be the only one that never turned on each other. For those oldies, right? I don't think Arn Anderson and Ric Flair never turned on each other. They might have times where they pretended to break up, and then they I'm Sting's friend now, and then they turned on Sting.
Right.
But anyway, great point. But I was just
I
expanded that point.
Look, it's just a couple guys talking on May 4th, right? Forgot about that. Happy May 4th.
Hey, celebrate Star Wars. 4th be with you, man.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new Fortnite Battle Pass?
Oh man, I'm already almost done with. No, I've been playing it a lot. I'm very disappointed that they did nothing with Lego Odyssey, like literally nothing except for the Lego Pass, which me and my son play a lot of.
Okay.
I don't know if I left or Bobby left. But we play a lot of Lego Odyssey together. But I've been playing a lot of Battle Royale because this is the first time that I remember that every gun's a blaster. You used to have you have to kill the stormtroopers to get the blasters. Now every gun's the blaster, and I'm having a blast playing it. But yeah, how about you? I guess Fortnite talk.
Yeah, Fortnite talk. We'll do it. Okay,
I
just want to make sure. You said I was gone, so I want to see if I was actually gone. Let me mute that. It's sometimes if I have another window open, it slows down my stream. I love it. First off, I'm a Star Wars guy. I love Star Wars, and so I think they did a great job. I love the maps, Tatooine, and then you got the First Order base, and then you got the Empire, and whatever. I love it all. I do love that it's all blasters. I think that's cool. You don't have to worry about reloading ammo and everything the hell else. I love that you can get the ships. I've been teasing my son a lot, like I'll throw the impulse grenade. He took all the gold, legendaries. And after I defeated Phasma, he just took the legendaries out of the way, and that kind of ticked me off. So I waited till he's next to a hilltop. We were all cool. And I just threw the impulse and I ran, and he blew, and you shout, and you just see beep, beep, beep. You go, Dad! So Audrey, my daughter, goes running down the mountain, and I go, don't touch him. He goes, no, Dad, please. I'm just waiting as his life goes, take that. Now I bring him back, No, but it's a lot of fun. I think I just love Star Wars. I haven't got the battle pass yet because I really want Palpatine. I'm a Darth Sidious dude.
Oh, dude, I pay $11.99
a month,
and I get all the passes. It's worth it, dude. If you're into Fortnite. But anyway, pro wrestling.
Get back to wrestling, guys.
You could also buy not anymore. They took them down. But when WrestleMania came, I bought the Cody Rhodes skin. I just want to put that out there. I'm a Cody mark, even if I talk trash about it.
Has there been a skin that you bought, and it could be Cody Rhodes, because I figured it would be for me if I had done it. But is there a skin that you've bought where you were like, oh, I'm very excited, but then you start playing with it, you're like, okay, I'm sick of him, I'm going to jump? Is there anyone? I have Boba Fett right now, and I'm just keeping with him. But is there any skin you bought that you're like, I regret buying that?
No, because I only buy skin. So my username is a trolling name. It's Kitty Meow. Literally Kitty Meow. I only use cat skins.
Okay.
So when they get killed by me, I usually run Meowskulls or like the Toon Meowskulls, or I'm always a cat skin, no matter, or the girls.
That would piss me off if somebody.
I know it would.
The birds piss me off when I see a bird kill me. I get so mad.
My buddy, his name is Puppy Bark, and he runs dog skins. So
that's hilarious, dude. That's perfect, man. That is awesome. Justin, what's up, brother? Justin Toner. He's on his lunch break right now, so he's stopping by for a bit. We appreciate you, everybody watching. Well, I swear, this is a no-holds-barred wrestling podcast. It's not the Fortnite podcast, but we talk about everything on here. But let me ask you this. Did you get to catch most of SmackDown or get to follow up on it?
I just watched listen. I actually went out last night past my bedtime.
Whoa.
So that was Saturday. But Friday we had family events and shit. So sorry, Bobby. I did watch the YouTube, not the full show. Watched the full show of Raw, of course. I actually watched a little bit of NXT. I saw okay. Just tuned in a little bit. And 0 seconds of Dynamite or Collision. And you said something about Tony Storm. I can't wait to hear what Tony Storm said, because Josh wasted 0 seconds of his life on Dynamite this week. So I won't be able to persuade you guys to watch Dynamite.
That's okay. Nobody needs to. Nobody needs to be persuaded. What was it? So SmackDown, it looks like they are going to roll with, because they had this segment where Nia and Stratton, Nia's back. They had a segment which Nia and Stratton, I guess they're teasing a match between those two, but Jade came out, and Jade, it was a week. It was a week. People are starting to complain a little bit, but that happens. It's everybody. It's like what do you call it? When you're on a high, now you're in the low of it.
Yeah, you're in your ebb and flows, bro. Everyone goes up and down.
Yeah, it's just what that is right now. Right after WrestleMania, everybody's kind of like, bleh, it's not the same.
Yep.
They're taking a chill pill, and so anyway. It's going to be, they had a segment where Jade came out. No, not Jade. Naomi came out when these two looked like they were going to go at it, and said, she says, instead of throwing you on a car, I'm going to throw you under it. Kind of a hint or a tribute to Rikishi. And that's when Jade came out, and the four of them started fighting, and he had Tiffany Stratton and Jade against those Nia and Naomi. And the girls, of course, Jade and Stratton got the upper hand. I think they had a match later that night. Jade powerbombed Nia, which was epic. Of course you can, right? 1, 2, 3. Stratton and Jade kind of fight over the belt. They fight over the belt, kind of like a play fight. Of course, yep. Naomi, because Jade's kind of saying, "Hey, I'm coming after you now too," and Naomi comes, knocks them both out, and holds the belt up. So, and I guess there's going to be a Nia versus Jade match, and coming up for a number 1 contender. So, first off, out of those three, how much do you care about a feud with any of those girls? But out of those three, who would you rather see face Stratton? What's up, Jacko from England, man? Appreciate you tuning in, brother. Good evening to you. Appreciate
Yes,
you.
and Justin in the chat, we will probably address these cuts as well because they weren't
Yes.
being used, unfortunately. But yes, Naomi versus Stratton is the move right now. I think that's where they're going to go. They have to go. They have to give her somewhat of a. You don't turn someone heel and just not use them. You get that on Wednesday nights. Saturday, Mondays, and Friday nights they don't do that. So Naomi's going to get her shot against Tiffany Stratton, and she's going to look good and lose. That's the way it's going to be. But I am not excited for Nia Jax to be back. What's going on, Jacko? I did see that. He's from England. Yeah, Tiffany and Naomi's the best match that we can get in this matchup. Just because Jade's she's not a heel. It wouldn't work unless you're going to shift Tiffany back to a heel, or she could be a tweener in between. Let me talk at you about something real quick. I'm just going to go to the right turn because I mentioned this to you. This is going to dealing with the women's division. Did you watch any of the Stone Cold interview on Ariel Helwani show at all?
I did not. I did see the one clip. I saw another one, but I can't remember that. But I did see the one where we talked about Logan Paul, that Logan Paul revealed that he was offered $1 million. I saw that part, but I am going to watch it. I know you had told me to or you talked to me about it, and I meant to. I haven't gotten to it yet.
It's only about 30 minutes. It's not long. It's
but
not,
I wanted to. I want to listen to it. It's interesting.
I wish he was in studio because he was literally in his house and he's talking through a computer. So the audio, when someone's audio is bad, I don't care who you are, I usually turn it off. But for Stone Cold, he doesn't turn it off. If it was any other wrestler, Undertaker, turn it off. Guys, get good audio. I really would. I don't listen to bad audio. I hope I have good audio.
You're good, bro.
He said, what was your top matches? Like he asked Stone Cold, and he literally said the women's, Rhea, Io, and Bianca, and how they just crushed it. And he knows his stuff about wrestling, and that tells me something about Stone Cold Steve Austin and him watching. Is he still loves pro wrestling? But he did mention he watches it all through Instagram, which made me feel like, dog, that was
doesn't make you feel as bad now, right? Yeah, you see?
Yeah. But anyway, he was talking about the women's division, and he mentioned Charlotte. He goes, man, I just wish Charlotte can get right. I hope she gets better. I hope she can recover from this.
Yes.
And that means he watched that match as well. And I just hope that the women on the Friday can get their shit right. And because the women on Monday night are awesome. Rhea, Bianca, if she's still over there. I don't know, man. I really don't care about Tiffany's run at all. That was a long way, guys. That was a long way around to me to get back to saying I don't really like what Tiffany's doing or what they're doing with her. So I really don't care. Unfortunately. Strowman.
So we're going to talk about the releases. I think that's a great point by Justin. You said something about Charlotte because we talked about that. Love or hate her, there was something off, and we know she's going through some personal stuff. And you know what, love her or hate her, good thoughts, prayers, whatever. Hopefully she gets through it personally, whatever it's going on. Because in the ring, we know you said it. You're the biggest Charlotte critic that I know. But you said it in the ring, she's the best, and that's what she did on WrestleMania, and you enjoyed that match. Some people didn't. You did. I'm not putting words in your mouth. You did say that, right?
I loved it. Yeah. People hated that match. I'm like, dude, it was a right kind of sloppy for me.
Yeah, it was. It should have been, I think, and I'm with you though. I think Stratton was given the belt way too soon. That's how I feel. I think you could have kind of elongated that, but I understand you gave her the Money in the Bank, and people would have been always talking about, oh, she has a turn in, she has a turn. I will tell you, I'm more interested in the Tiffy Naomi match, just to get that out of the way. Nia is a placeholder. That's what she is right now, and all respect to Nia. She's done this for a while now, but she's a placeholder. She can win a belt and then she drops it to the next person, or she's good for like a run. Hey, we need the champion to face somebody for one pay-per-view. We don't have anybody. Put Nia in. That's it. So, but Naomi, I want to see Naomi because her character growth in this whole thing has been amazing. I just love it. I didn't like the run in last week. I thought that was the stupidest thing I ever seen in my life. And she's going like this, and she's not even hitting Jade. I was like, come on, dude. That will kill you in a minute. Like, people, I can't take you seriously. So I'm trying to forget that. Yesterday, or not yesterday, Friday night, her attack and then standing in the middle of the ring with the caution gear and hold that belt up with that evil smile. I'm like, that's what I want to see. I am invested in that. You know, you would buy tickets to see that. I want to see you like this. Not the silly crap we saw there. Naomi reinvented herself is great. Yeah, 100%. Talk about reinventing. I saw this and I thought this was very interesting, and I just want to get your thoughts. I don't know if you've seen this or not, and I meant to send this to you, so forgive me. WWE Charlotte Flair is done being perfect as she plans major character shift after WrestleMania. And I was, you know, we had talked about this in the past. Oh yeah, sorry, Justin. Okay, your other co-host is messaging me now. What did I do? She says the 14-time. Oh, this is the article. The 14-time world champion said that after WrestleMania 4, she plans to abandon the Charlotte Flair character as she believes this does not feel relatable to fans. She also addressed her recent divorce and how going public about it lifted weight off her shoulders. Charlotte has been struggling with her placement since her return from injury, and it seems that now she realizes that it may be time to correct course. Flair seems ready to bring to fans something she's never had before, more of herself in character and less of the queen. So, and then it goes on about why she's leaving, why she would leave the character. This was, and this is posted by screenrant.com, which is a reliable site. So very quick. And I saw some of there too with Ashley. They called her Ashley Flair, you know, her Ashley Flair or whatever. What do you think of that? Like, for me, what could you lose? You already are. Like, I can understand. You could stick with Charlotte Flair, and you're not going to lose anything because you're still going to be Charlotte Flair, 14-time champion. You know, people are going to hate you, going to love you, whatever. Maybe, obviously, she can't handle that as much as most do anyway. But I don't think you're going to lose anything by switching stuff up. Now, does she actually go to Ashley? Would you? How far would you go in a character change for Charlotte Flair if you had to manage that? What would you do to make her interesting for someone like Josh Kimmel?
Okay, well, you said it before WrestleMania, before the Rumble. If she came out, we live in an era now. We live in an era now where the fans know it's a performance and we cheer you no matter what. Seth Rollins could do the most dastardly thing ever, but we're still going to cheer and sing a song. And then when the lights go down after the entrance and he starts talking, we know, okay, this is our cue to boo Seth Rollins, right? We also live in an era where when not Braun Strowman, I got that question stuck in your mind. We'll put our predictions out where if we think these people who are fired, where they will go later on in the show. But when Braun Breaker is about to super spear Sami Zayn to hell, he does, and the fans are chanting one more time. It's for the performer. If Charlotte came out to be her arrogant, cocky, Ric Flair, I'm on a yacht, I'm better than you, I'm in a limo, I'm living the gimmick, I'm giving you guys what you think I am, instead of trying to get your appreciation, us as fans would go, she is freaking awesome. She's playing her role the way she should be playing her role. The reason why fans rejected Karrion Kross earlier is because he wasn't playing his role. He sucked. Now Karrion Kross is showing who he is. Guess what? He's getting over with the freaking fans. What a freaking crazy thought. So if Charlotte played who she's good at playing, which she knows she can do, and if she didn't care about our approval, guess what? She would get our approval. 1,000%. That's all you do. Be yourself and understand that we don't want to like you. We want to like you being yourself. That's it. I think that's why fans are rejecting her because, one, she wasn't booed like this in NXT. She wasn't booed like this early in her career. She wasn't booed like this middle of her career. She's being booed like this now because she's a fake fraud who's still living in this McMahon era, Charlotte, and she's no longer being herself. Who was she in NXT? She was a Triple H guy, right? They were booking her. So I don't know if the fame got to her head or this divorce is really messing up with her. I don't know. It's not our business.
Yeah.
But that's how I would handle it. I would say, Charlotte, you're going to go out there and be the cocky, Karen, better than you person in the whole world, and you're going to get it over. That's what I would do. Easily. Stop caring about if they boo you. You want that.
I'm with you. Again, like, I understand, like, hey, let's see what we can do to shift this, make this more, but like, don't Don't try to be the sympathetic baby face. I'm Ashley now. No, you're Charlotte Flair. You are already like established. I F what everyone else is saying. But I'm with you, dude. Like, you want those boos. Feed into them. Oh, you're booing me. You're damn right. I buried her. Who the hell is she compared to me? That's what she is. And that's up to her to bring herself up and get herself better. Like, I'm all for Charlotte trying to reinvent or say, hey, what can I, that's what Roman Reigns did. Roman Reigns became more authentic. He became more Joe than he is Roman Reigns. He's not the big dog. He hates that name. He's not the big dog anymore. He's Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief, OTC, whatever. But that's more of him. And I really want to watch that new Stephanie McMahon series. I haven't got a chance to, but I see a lot of those teasers that she goes around hanging out with some WWE superstars. And I know she hangs out with Punk but I saw some of the clips from the Bloodline, and they're all on the yacht together. I don't know if you've seen that yet. Sami Zayn is there, Paul Heyman, the Usos, the Fatu, Solo, and the Tonga. They're all there. And they're talking about food and when they were young. And I'm like, dude, I love that. But you see, Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns. That's authentic. But obviously a little exaggerated with, acknowledge me and da-da. But that's real. That's what she needs to do. That's the change I would do. Be more yourself. Go put on some old tapes of your dad. Look how he before he lost his when he became when they shaved his head and shit and he felt bad about himself and everything. Then when he became Ric Flair again, that's what you need to do. You're Charlotte Flair. The hell are you doing? You are above everybody else. Now, there's still people going to hate you for it, but let them hate you for it. That's where I would go with that. So I love your point. And, again, this is one of Charlotte's biggest critics. And what does he say? Instead of saying, oh, dude, she should totally just flip and do this and this. And he goes, no, she needs to be more of that. Love the hate.
Embrace
the hate.
It. Like, embrace
the hate.
If the fan, listen, if and this goes to every professional wrestler out there, listen to the fans. We'll have not covered the promotion.
Not yet. Not right. Ryan, thank you for tuning in, brother. We're going to cover it. We're just getting through some of these other points, but appreciate you just joining us. And Jacko, for those who are just joining us and who are new to the show, new to the channel, wherever you're watching from, first of all, thank you. Whether you're in London, in USA, or Canada, wherever you're watching, we appreciate you. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You're watching Neil Holds Barred on FTSN with me and Josh. So go ahead, brother. What was your point? I'm sorry.
I forgot the question.
No, we were just continuing with Charlotte and
I know. Look, like, that's the thing is everyone now in pro wrestling today. Look at CM Punk. Look at Randy Orton. They're all being themselves now. They're allowed to be themselves now. You don't have to be. The only ones that are getting rejected these days for not being themselves is Charlotte Flair, and you're seeing it more and more with Cody Rhodes because he's not being authentic as well. John Cena called that shit out on SmackDown a couple weeks ago. You're seeing the guys that are authentic are getting over. Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's not putting on him. Like, he's being himself. You can tell. So that's it. That's all, Charlotte. Just be yourself. And we will like you.
I like that, man. Let me tell you, first off, very quick, Karrion Kross, he's another guy who, yes. I mean, he's been given very small platforms to show himself, but every time he does, and anytime he has a camera in front of him, he does just a little bit more for you to go, damn, I want to see more of him. We know how great he is on the microphone. We need to see more of him in the ring and hopefully in a key story instead of being a side piece, being on the forefront. So I'm with you.
He's just the devil on everyone's shoulder. It's all he is.
But I love it though. It's like, but wait until he gets that forefront. Let me see here. Yeah, see, there you go. Killer Kross. That's right there.
Needs to be more.
It's like, everybody's on the same page here. That's the first one. Look what he's done with so little. That's what tells you. And I hope Charlotte is not too big to say, let me look what they're doing. Like, what did you do to silence the noise, silence the haters, and make a name for yourself?
Listen, we see this in the world of all walks of life, NFL, NBA, professions, like small businesses that we don't even know about. Look at Shadir Sanders. He had it all, man.
Ooh.
And he had it all. And guess what? He didn't put in the work. He did this. He did that. He thought he knew everything. I'm not sure. Charlotte puts in the work. She does. She's a professional. But
100%.
You got to be humbled to go, well, this isn't working for me. How can I get this over? If I want to prove I'm the best, which people think she is, prove it. Because right now you're looking like people say Mercedes was a Vince creation and a WWE machine and she sucked outside of it. Well, guess what? Charlotte's looking the same way, isn't she? Isn't she, Bobby? She's looking the same way.
Yeah. Again, I think if Charlotte just, I don't know how to say this without saying, if she just walked on clouds, like she came in, robe walking in, blah, 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 and walked in and did her thing, slowly walks to the ring and makes herself look bigger than what she is. That's who she is. That's what you do. Lean on that. And you want to add some reality to it? Do it. But don't go so far where you get uncomfortable, because that's what you tried to do and you failed. That's what killed that program leading up to WrestleMania. Don't do that. Stay above it.
You want to get to the real American freestyle, whatever this thing is?
Yeah.
Brother?
Yeah, man. We could roll with it. Let's do it. So let me pull this up here. So big news. So earlier, I think it was like last week, the Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff released a video. They released one video, then they released a second video answering the question, because they released a NWO style video. Hulk Hogan with his black beard with the handlebar mustache. It was a throwback and doing his Hollywood Hogan vibes, and with Eric Bischoff laughing in the background. It's nostalgic. Oh, look at that, dude. That's kind of cool. But then it gets you thinking, because they're saying we're back and we got one more man, and you just wait till you see what we got. And you're going, okay, wait a second. First, you're kind of like, what are you guys doing? What's going on? Then what's great is it did lead you going, what's next? What are they talking about? Who's the third man? So Josh texted me, we texted about it, and Josh like, it's Nash, he was like,
no, I was being dead serious. Can I tell you?
I know.
I saw this thing, I'm like, are they just doing a stupid podcast thing? Like, is it
a lot of people thought it was a podcast?
Yeah, like that's what I thought. Because what else are they gonna do? What else could they? This was the last thing on my list of what they could have done.
So, first off, people are like, do I care about a podcast? Look, to listen to Eric Bischoff, first, I really do like listening to Eric Bischoff's 83 Weeks when he was on there. I like the backstories, even though a lot of people don't believe half the shit Hogan says. People are going to listen to that. People are going to listen to Hulk Hogan's stories, whether it was through Japan, WWF in the early days, whatever. But at the same time, I'm like, another podcast? My gosh, but, and you're going to listen to it anyway. They say, no, they're back in the world of professional wrestling. So people start going, wait a second, who's that other guy? Because they're like, you're going to believe this guy is one of the biggest guys in the business, and he's this, and they're that. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, hold on. So where does my mind go? I'll tell you where my mind went. Just like I started going, because we knew the rumors. We know rumors. It's like, wait, is this Vince? I didn't state this. I said it to you. I thought it was Vince. I was like, that would be the perfect scenario. Hogan obviously is right now, he's looked at a certain type of way with people. Bischoff, not as much, but Hogan, yeah. So I don't think he would have any issue being side by side with Vince. We know what Vince is going through now. So I'm like, damn, okay, if it's Vince, they might have something, because people are going to pay attention to that, because people are going to want to see what's coming. Anyway, the secondary video comes out, and I see the guy, he has his back turned, and he's smaller than Hogan, a little bit smaller than Eric Bischoff. And here's our third guy, brother. And giggling and shit. And like, who the hell is that? And they turn around, it's Izzy somebody. I don't even know who it is.
Izzy Martinez.
Do you know who he is?
Yeah, he's a trainer, right?
Okay.
He trains wrestlers, UFC, I believe. Very decorated, one of the best from what I've heard. And I don't know this off the top of my head. I did my research. But that's all I know. He's a UFC trainer, I guess a wrestling trainer, one of the best of all time. Very well known. It'd be like, hey, Bobby, I got one of the greatest video game players of all time coming on our podcast next week. One of the greatest video game players of all time. Are you ready to hear this? His name is Brandon Tan. Oh, well, Bobby, you don't know this. You don't know he's the greatest Pokemon Go player of all time? He's the first player ever to reach level 40. He's the first player to ever. These are all true facts. He's the first player ever to complete his Pokédex. You don't know that guy? Like, I know this stuff because I play that game, but you don't. So if you don't know, if you're not in the know,
that's fair.
Who the hell knows Izzy? Like, if you're not in the know, who the hell is Izzy Martinez? We live in the world where people don't even know the greatest hockey players. And that's on national TV, brother. So you don't hype something up like this. Eric Bischoff makes a living now. His income comes from making fun of Tony Khan. That's his income. Making podcasts about how Tony Khan's an idiot. What did Tony Khan do all the time? Make big announcements that everyone made fun of. Tony, hey, Eric, I guess you did the same thing. You made this huge announcement that nobody cared about. That's all.
And that's my thing. Like, for at least with
Ryan
Bischoff,
cares, and I care. We care because we're doing the show about it, right? Yeah. And it's interesting. But like, what a letdown.
Well, and that's my thing, right? Like, I can understand. Like, if they would have came out and just said, "We have something different. It's something new. We're getting back in the world of wrestling, but not in the way you think." It's, you know, put your name on it. Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff. No matter how you feel, how you feel about the person, you know, people are going to pay attention. They're like, wait a second, what's this about? You know, so when we have this third guy and he's this and he's that and he's such a, you automatically think, wait, Hogan, you're professional wrestling. Eric Bischoff, you're professional wrestling. Who is it? It's Izzy Martinez. And it's like, and you're like, you're right. People who are not in the know, what? Who? You know, he is a freestyle wrestling coach. He's worked with UFC talent, John Jones, Holly Helm, who obviously are big names in Ultimate Fighting. Let's see if they have, and Ryan says, it's supposed to be a legit real wrestling promotion, or is it supposed to be? And that's my question. It's freestyle, real American freestyle wrestling. And I asked you, is it like pro wrestling mixed with amateur wrestling, mixed with mixed martial arts? I think they got the idea off seeing what happened with the Underground or whatever they did recently with Natalia. Obviously the odds are...
No, I think it was didn't they say something about Gable Stevenson winning something and Hogan had this idea?
Yes, and he saw Gable Stevenson hugging the president, and he got him all inspired. Yeah. And okay, I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead, explain. I'm sorry.
No, I don't explain. I just what I heard. But no, this is supposed to be an unscripted freestyle wrestling league. So my question to everyone, I love that there's competition in the wrestling business again. So listen, yes, you're right. Shake Money has a good point. There's so many companies, but here's the thing. Since you're obviously a Dolphins fan, so you understand football, there's the Dallas Cowboys, right? Top NFL team. And then there's the Appalachian State Mountaineers, Division II football. They might be Division I now. I don't watch college football. That's what the other leagues are, though. AEW is the only one. They're like a mid-major, right? They can compete, but they're not going to compete. WWE is so far above everybody else, it don't matter. There was a point where these people were coming up. Now, this isn't really direct competition because this isn't storylines. This is that's more sports-based,
right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Jacko just put it in there too. Is it going to be story-based? Is it sports-based? Like, will they lean on, will they lean on, like, yeah, let's make it more reality, let's do it one-on-one, but hey, let's make it more intriguing. Let's make it more interesting. It's not just, hey, go in the ring, fight, and then get out. Let's make a story of this. Let's have a couple teases here and there. Use what you know creatively and what you've built over your careers to do so, to make it more interesting. Because if it's just a bunch of guys getting in there in leotards or whatever, and they're just doing mat wrestling, or how many people are actually going to tune in? Now, if you add a little bit of that, pro wrestling, and you make it you kind of spice it up a little bit with some stories or whatever, that might get people to start really watching, especially if there's a little more authenticity to it. So it's just a lot of questions. And like you said, we know who the big fish is. That's WWE, that's pro wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever. Mm-hmm. Right under there is AEW. AEW's right here. Then you got the TNAs, the NXTs, the AAAs, the NWAs.
WWE.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Well, come on, let's be real. And so, it's just going to be very interesting. So should we care? Yes, because it's something new. We know who's attached to it. I think I'm more in regards of management wise, I'm more intrigued by it because of Eric Bischoff, because I respect Eric Bischoff as a creator, business sense, what he obviously did with WCW. Hogan's name attached to it. Hogan will serve as the commissioner. That was announced that he will be the commissioner. So that's where it's like, okay, is this authentic? Is this story based? Will this, obviously reality and fiction? Where is it kind of going there? It's just something to watch. Obviously, again, they got exactly what they wanted. They got people talking, and that's enough. Because how many times has there been a promotion, quote unquote, announced and nobody talks about it? Kind of like, it's all about the names. And obviously, go ahead.
Well, let me ask you: would you be so? Let's say they this kicks off and there's no storylines. It's just they do a basic. You know how sports are today, especially combat sports or one-on-one sports. They'll do a little pre-package. Hi, I'm Gable Stevenson. I'm from this place, and this is my struggles. And they'll do a little bit to get you pumped up for this guy. But they're not going to have any of this. I'm doing a promo in the ring. Like, this is not going to be weekly television. They're just going to have these events. So how could you even incorporate stories if they're just one-off events? They're not going to have weekly television. So,
again, I think Jacko brought up something, and I think that I've always thought, like I wish like a WWE, like if I was to run a promotion, even though it would be if like it was pro wrestling, it's going to be pro wrestling. Like that's what it is. But I will try to make it more of a realism thing. I love the days of the old NWA when they talked up, they were in the ramp in that little square with the set and they're talking and, and then they'll go down a ring or after the match, they like in boxing, they'll catch you after the match. And so what did you think? It's not like, oh, they're walking backstage and, they have to face the camera. No, it's, hey, after the match, stop what you're doing. Wait, before you leave, tell us what happened here. Like, for me, like I thought of it before, I think what would be great is like in boxing, like you have these events that lead up to the main event, right? I know you just thought of something.
I did.
I know. I got you. I'm not going to talk too long. But like these press conferences, kind of like a boxing press conference, you kind of promote it that way,
I'm
whatever
sorry.
you do. Yeah, sorry. Hell yeah. No, Vince Russo stayed a hell away from it. Yes, I agree with that.
I'm just thinking about how UFC, I watch UFC once in a while, maybe once a year, maybe twice a year. And every time the match is over, I can't wait for WWE to do this because they're going to do it. So eventually they're going to do this where as soon as the match ends, Joe Rogan runs in there, sticks the microphone in the guy's face. How was it feel? Blah, 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 blah. We talked. Yeah, woo. I can't wait till the time where it's normal in WWE and Paul Heyman just low blows Roman and low blows CM Punk and Seth Rollins wins and Michael Cole runs in the ring and Roman, you were just betrayed by your wise man. How do you feel? It's going to happen, bro.
I'm down, dude. I think
that's what you want, though, right? That's realism.
Yeah.
Like you're a sideline reporter. You got to get in there. You got to
100%. Yeah.
100%. Would you enjoy that in the pro wrestling environment? Like how would it make you feel after Jey Uso wins this? He chokes out Gunther, and then you have a Jonathan Coachman. I'm just throwing names out there that would run in there and go, man, Jey Uso, you just celebrated with 62,000 fans, and then we talked to Gunther. That's realism. That's what they're shooting for. They're shooting for more of a realism presentation. Gunther, you just lost your World Heavyweight Championship. What are the next steps? Would you be interested in that?
Yes. I think it would be first off, a great challenge for them, right? Because how are you supposed to act that out? Oh man, I respect, shout out to Jay, man, for winning, blah, blah, blah. Or, maybe you do the whole normal, like, I'm not talking to nobody and walk off, that's it. What's up, Finn's TV? Sammy in the house. For those Dolphin fans who are watching, go check out Finn's TV. Shout out to Sammy and the crew over there, man. They do an awesome job. I appreciate them taking the time. Shake Money with the Finn's Tailgate in there as well. I appreciate you guys all watching. But yeah, I would.
Buried Alive Master digging him back out.
But like with Roman, it'd be easier because you just go talk to him, and then Paul Heyman has to talk. And Paul's great with both. But yeah, I know I would. And now it might be different with WWE because you kind of have already like, but like, again, I think like if that's why I was like, man, if it was a new promotion, I would do something that would help. I would try to make different.
It's something different. Yeah.
Exactly. Make it a little more real. Hey, in the ring, hey, Jay, you think about WrestleMania 40 when Cody won and everybody's in the ring and they're celebrating kind of like what they do in boxing. When somebody wins, everybody's in the ring and you have the announcer rolls in the ring and says, hey, they talk to the winner and how you feeling, I feel amazing. And then they go to the loser or they go to the loser first, then they go to the winner and kind of have that Rocky moment, that's what that would be a cool thing.
The difference is those guys fight maybe 2-3 times a year, and Sami Zayn, or I'm just throwing names out there, fight weekly.
We don't have to do it on Raw and SmackDown.
I know, but I'm saying, but even pay-per-views though, once a month. But I do think there are circumstances for that. They do utilize that. If anyone thinks I'm crazy or this guy's lunatic, think about press conference, post shows that didn't exist.
Yeah.
Until about 4 or 5 years ago when AEW started doing it. and then WWE started doing it, and now it's a normal thing. That never existed. And that's something that Stone Cold did touch up on, though, by the way. He doesn't
go
like
ahead.
any of this.
What,
he don't
doesn't like the
this
press
stuff.
conference?
Oh, the Unreal show. He don't like that. He goes, I like Magic. I'm a Magic fan.
Yeah, see, I get it.
It's not
He's
Magic.
old school. He's old school.
Yeah.
I get it.
So I wonder, like, I don't think I'm gonna watch that show. I don't think I'm gonna watch it.
That goes behind the scenes?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna watch it. Not because I don't want to know how the biscuits are made. It's just I don't know how much of that is played up. Do you think Triple H is really gonna expose everything? Or the TKO endeavor? That's gotta be a work too. I'm on the big belief of everything you see on TV, pro sports and everything is a work. I'm under that impression. That's got to be a work too.
Is that like a mini series? Or is it like an actual series? Like they're going to show?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I will watch it just because I think it's cool to know what kind of the behind the scenes. But to be honest, I saw a clip of it with the big board because they were like, "Oh, that's the original the original WrestleMania card." I figured that's how it went. They have another like kind of like NFL draft. They have a big board up there, what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. You know. But what I really would love to see is when you would tell someone, "Hey, you're not going to be on the card. We're going to go with so and so," and see that, like, have a real reaction. I want to see somebody get pissed. That's what I would love to see. Kind of see.
I want to see the good moments. Hey, Jay, you're going over. Or like
sure,
I want to see.
Sure.
I want to see. Like, I don't know. I want to see the Rumble. Like, hey, Jay, we're gonna put you over in the Rumble tonight. Really, me? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they knew ahead of time, but I want to see that.
But do you remember? Now, this is how. There was a old wrestling documentary. It was the Bret Hart documentary. What was it called? Oh my gosh. It was when when Bret Hart got screwed. And they were following Mick Foley around, right? Was it Mick Foley or Bret Hart? It was Bret Hart.
It was Bret Hart. Yeah.
Beyond the mat. Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
Remember that? Like, that's what I would like to see, that type of behind the scenes where Bret Hart and Vince McMahon were negotiating backstage. Like, hey man, I just don't want to lose in front of I'll drop it on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, okay, bro. And there you could hear them, but then in the ring something else happens, and you go for, obviously, I doubt there'll be many screw jobs in this, but I'm with you. I would like to see that. I would like to see kind of like, hey man, you're gonna go over. Hey, you're not going over. This is what we're doing, and whatever the hell. I think that would be pretty cool. I like the media scrums, unless you have some unhinged guy eating donuts and tearing down his coworkers. Glad that never happened.
Yep.
Shot taken. Yep. But I'll tell you, that's one thing I did enjoy about AEW when it first started. That was different. Was the press conferences. I thought that was cool. Of course, I'd be, come on, they're treating it like it's real. Would you all stop? It's wrestling. We know it's wrestling. We know it's pro wrestling. I still think it's a fun watch. It's what you're watching. It's TV. You're watching a man's version, and women, children, whatever, soap opera. That's what it is. And I love that element to it because it brings a sense of reality to it. Now, there was some reality to it because, Phil Brooks at that time wasn't happy, and he used that as an opportunity to crap on everybody in 80 because he was pissed. I'm sure Tony Khan. No, it won't. It won't. It will happen again, but that press conference, that type of format, media scrum gave you that opportunity. And that made you think, wait, is that real or not? And of course we found out it was real because there was a fight after, and now it led to CM Punk having a monstrous run in WWE and probably solidified his standing among fans as one of the greats.
Speaking of that, that's a whole different topic. I just want to get, maybe that's a topic for down the road, like things that we thought were real as a kid or as younger.
I love that.
Or as an adult, and go, man, that was fake. Really? Like the pipe bomb? They told him to do that. That was not, like, that was planned, right? Bash at the Beach.
That made him.
I remember when watching Bash at the Beach, real life, and then I remember when I realized it was fake. I'm like, wait a minute, that whole thing was supposed to happen. Most of it. I don't know.
You're talking about the Vince Russo, Hulk Hogan thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was real, like, for a long period of time in my life.
Me too. That they did a great job with it. They really did. Because for a long time I thought it was real too, until they were like, no, all of it was planned except for after the fact.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many things that we think are real that just were fake.
That's a great point,
cool.
dude. That would be that would be a fun episode to try to dive into what we thought was real, and then it turned out to be fake. There was a show back in the Fact or Fiction, and it would show like UFOs and ghosts and all this, and then it would go, that was 100% real or fiction, completely fake. Like, that would be a cool little show segment. As a kid, I thought Terry Funk broke Ric Flair's back when he piled drove. Oh, dude. I was just telling my brother about that. I'm just gonna go full disclosure. My brother, Nick, goes by Nick Voss, as a stage name for, you could find him on YouTube Music and all this. Awesome. But now he's gotten into he's back into pro wrestling. And so he's been training as a wrestler, and he's been watching different films, and he actually sent me his first, it wasn't his first match because it was still training, but it was like a training tag team match. And I hope I'm not giving too much away, but I got to see it. And he jumped off the turnbuckle, did a double axe handle. He did the rollover pin. He did the stinger splash, and he was playing the good guy. I'll send it to you, Josh. I don't think Nick will mind, but it was a lot of fun watching him. But he told me the whole thing. He was like, "Oh, just send it to me, bro. I'll watch it." And so, we were just talking about that. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm watching this. I'm watching Dean Malenko, because I'm watching Juventud Guerrera. I'm watching some of these guys." He loves the training school he's going to in Virginia. Teaches him more of the technical wrestling of it, learning to do the mat stuff. And I'm like, that's the perfect thing to do. I go, because my brother, obviously, as a performer and everything, he's not going to have any problem building a character. I said, just be a student of the game, watch the matches, and you have that opportunity to go in the ring and do it in the ring. And he's been doing it. He's been killing it. But that's one of the matches I told him, one of the feuds I said, yeah, you can talk about all the recent shit, but go back and watch Ric Flair versus Terry Funk. Watch when Terry Funk did that. It was one of those things. Terry Funk was dressed in a tuxedo. He was a commentator for that match. I forgot who Ric Flair faced, and maybe Ryan could tell me or whomever's watching. But Ric Flair just had a match. Terry Funk comes in with the microphone and, tells Rick, "Oh, Rick, what do you think about it?" And Rick gives him the whatever. I think he got jealous or something. And also he started attacking Ric Flair, and he power drived Ric Flair on the table or on the concrete. And it was one of those, oh my God, and then they had that I Quit match, which that's the match I told my brother, go watch that match. That's old school, but that's one of the best matches you can ever see if you're a true wrestling fan. And so I love that. Shake Money. I heard Scott Hall getting drunk in the ring was real. I thought it was fake. Which time? Because the one in WCW was fake. The one in not TNA. It was some indie promotion. It was an indie promotion, which was real. That was
dude.
bad.
I'm glad he brought that up. I didn't see that comment because I wasn't reading the comments. And that's I was gonna say and reveal to you and everyone live on the show. We're finally doing. I know I teased it. I know I said something about it 2, 3, 4 weeks ago about watching a pay-per-view and reviewing it, an older one. But WrestleMania season was here. We didn't really have time, but we do have time now. So the week after Backlash, because next Saturday. Wait, when is Backlash? Is that a Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah, I think it's a Saturday. I think all WWE PLEs now are Saturday. Let me see. I'll tell you right now.
I hope it is. So I'm going to still plug it as a Saturday. We will be live pre-Backlash to talk about Backlash. We will be previewing Backlash. We will watch Backlash. We will give our thoughts the following week, next Saturday. But we're finally going to review our first pay-per-view ever with a guest. He is a content creator, a contributor to Fantasy Now Plus, which you can find here on the Fins Talk Sports Network. His name is Evan, and he doesn't watch pro wrestling anymore. He watches it like Stone Cold, but he's our age. He's a massive WCW baby.
Oh, yeah.
And when I told him a couple of my favorite WCW wrestlers, and I said Norman Smiley, and he threw in the Norman Smiley gif, I knew he was legit. That was a test, Evan, if you're watching. Because Screaming Norman Smiley was one of my favorites. We're going to review 1998 Halloween Havoc.
Ooh.
And that's the one he chose. I asked him,
okay.
said, you get to choose and it's on the WCW YouTube channel. So we can watch. I told him watch something anyone can access, right? Anyone. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to have some WCW talk, not next week because that's Backlash.
I love it.
2 weeks from now with a guest, Evan, a contributor at Fantasy Now Plus. And if you like fantasy football content, go over to fantasynowplus.com. It's amazing.
Let me just say, and that's what Justin was messaging me about. I guess he kept sending me an email or something. It kept bouncing. So, because he was using my old FTSN email, and but it was something about a Super League, sending me something for a Super League. So, and I'll talk to you after. He's my advisor in regards to fantasy stuff. But I'll tell you, Fantasy Now Plus, I got to shout out those guys. I love what they're doing over there. I love the work Josh is doing with Justin and the crew, and what they got planned out, man. I don't know what's announced or not, but I just saw the little hint of it. And you guys, if you love fantasy sports, because that's where it's going. It's fantasy football now, but it's fantasy sports. eventually. But if you guys love fantasy football, go check out Fantasy Now Plus. They're on FTSN. They'll be live on there, but they also got their own channel too. So go look up Fantasy Now Plus, hit the subscription button, hit the notifications bell, give them the support, go to all the social medias. They're on social media. They got an amazing crew there. It's really cool to see. Wrestling, DSG.
WCW. That's right.
WCW.
We'll be talking. Is that the so I believe if this is the 1998 one, is this the one where Hulk Hogan faces Warrior? Is this 98? Or is that 96? Yeah.
No, yeah.
That's
Warrior. That's Hogan and Warrior.
So that's 98, right?
That's DDP and Goldberg, Hogan and Warrior.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Brother.
This is why, and I'm going to tell Evan this when he's on the show. This is why I know me and him are going to be BFFs in the Fantasy Now Network area or whatever we are. We're not a network. We're just a show. That is my favorite pay-per-view of all time.
Really?
I don't even need to watch it to tell you what happened. I do not. I watched that pay-per-view every single day of my life for a very long time with my brothers. We're going to see Sting and Bret Hart. Yeah. We're going to see Kevin Nash beat the hell out of a drunk Scott Hall. We're going to see Goldberg versus DDP. We're going to see Warrior versus Hogan. I believe we see Raven tell Chris Jericho, I'm not even supposed to wrestle tonight. And they threw me in a match. And Chris Jericho says, boom, we're having a match. We're going to see it all. I think that's the greatest pay-per-view of all fucking time. Excuse my language. So I'm excited to talk about that.
Yes. Ryan says I was a huge, you are with the right group, dude. We are WCW diehards, grew up on WCW, love WCW, miss WCW. So Ryan, thank you for watching. Mudbound, Shape Money, Sammy from Finn's TV, everyone watching DSG. Everybody's watching right now. We appreciate you. Got around 52 people watching from the social media channels and YouTube. So we appreciate you for watching anywhere other than YouTube. Come on over, hit that subscription button. So yes, so next week we'll have May 10th is Backlash. And then we have on the weekend after, live review of Halloween Havoc 98 WCW. We'll be watching it and we'll be talking about it. We'll be with Evan of the Fantasy Now Plus show and with Josh Kimmel, and we'll be talking about that. And you guys watch it with us. Go put on YouTube or Peacock or wherever the hell. Turn it on and watch it with us and tell us what you think as we're going through it. Ryan, brother, BKL on there. Contreras, appreciate you, man. Watching. Appreciate you, brother. The sports entertainment guy is in the building. I love it. So as we go on here, let's talk about the releases very quick. Let's get through that. Because there's some names on there that was shocking for some. Not shocking for most if you paying attention, but I'm going to ask you very quick, just get through the names and then you tell me what surprised you. Not much what didn't, but like, okay, so, and then we'll go to where we think they may go. So Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, Kaden Carter, Katina Chance were released. Gigi Dolan, Riley Osborne, Eddie Thorpe, Shakira Jackson, Gallus, Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang, Oro Mansa, and Javier Barnell, all released from the WWE. Mm-hmm. So, and wasn't there someone else? Jade? Am I crazy? The
Shotzi contract was not renewed. She just wasn't released.
Cora Jade was also released. I'm sorry. So, DSG, I never heard of him. Which any of those names surprised you?
Cora Jade, Dakota Kai. Those are the only two that surprised me. You could really legitimately, I know people are going to be upset by this, and I'm sorry. I really am. I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I would never, if I don't see Braun Strowman or Shayna Baszler or Kaden Carter or anyone else on this list besides Dakota Kai, because she has real talent, Cora Jade, she has potential, but these other people, and there's guys that I've never seen: Mark Coffey, Eddie Thorpe, Riley Osborne, Shakira Jackson. I've never seen these people, so I have no opinions on them. I really don't. But the names that were on the main roster, the Katana Chances, and I know of Cora Jade. I've seen her wrestle. Kaden Carter. I wouldn't care if I saw them ever wrestle again. And that's just the truth. And honestly, guys, when you bring in talent, you need to purge talent. That's just the way it is.
Fair.
They can go make money anywhere, right? There's wrestling companies. That's the beautiful thing about it. Talk what you want about AEW and these other companies. There are places for these men and women to work. Listen, they're adding Mariah May to WWE. You can't just keep on adding and adding and adding. Eventually, you need to. My PlayStation 5 has a maximum storage limit. If I want to add Call of Duty Verdansk, I need to freaking delete 7,000 games. And that's just the sacrifice I need to get what I want. So if they bring in someone, you got to get rid of them. It's just the way it is. And it's unfortunate, but it happens to everyday people too, right? Braun Strowman, I bet you everyone's surprised by him. What has he done since he's been back? Nothing. Nothing of significance. You don't take him serious.
No.
They didn't book him. They didn't book him to be serious. He's just the monster that gets beat all the time. So they really didn't do anything with him anyway. He can go to AEW, but he brings no value to them. He can go to TNA.
I think
he might bring.
My initial thought, unless it's legit Matt Wrestling, I would think Real American. Bring him on there. That's what I think. There's your first big signing. Bring him on to Real American Wrestling.
Braun Strowman can't. If he gets on his hands and knees, brother, he's not getting up. Sorry, dude. I'm 39. I'm not dogging him at all. It's hard for me to. I fell. I walked into my bathroom, and my son just got out of the shower, and it was slippery as hell. And I have not fallen my kids fall all the time. I fell, hit the tile. I lay there for 10 minutes, brother. I wasn't getting up. So I can only imagine taking as many bumps as him and being as big as him, and his knees are shot. He's not wrestling no mats, dude. There's no way. Zero chance.
Sorry, Brian. I was trying to hook you up, bro. Yeah, they're making room for Mariah May. Looking forward to that. Because I really want to see her in a WWE ring, in a WWE storyline, in a WWE
and others. And he's not the only one. You gotta think they're bringing up. They got so many other talents. We could talk about Julia, like Shayna Baszler, Kaden Carter, Katana Chance, Dakota Kai, Gigi Dolan. Whatever you want to say about them, they're taking spots away from these people that we want to get called up.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I get it. It sucks. I hate them for them, but like you said, no one would ever knew they were there. What was crap? You just said her name, and I can't believe I forget. Dakota Kai. Sorry. Think about her. The only time you really saw her was kind of in between matches, but a lot of times her walking in with someone with, damage control or whatever. That's the only time I ever really saw her around was when she was walking in with somebody, because she would get hurt. And that sucks. But that's a spot, man. That's money. We're paying her a salary, right? The WWE, that's how they say it. We're paying her a salary. What? And we want to bring these people in. Well, if you're getting ready for that big deal or to call someone up, you got to move some people out. And it sucks, and we all feel for them. And you're like, man, they should have got a chance. If they've gotten chances, they just haven't taken advantage of those, and that's what happens. And so you got to move them along and get them out of the way. And Strowman is Strowman. He had his time to shine. What he reminded me of was the late what do you call the last run WWE run of Big Show. Big dude, you put him in as a body. You make him look strong. Then he gets bounced by the monster. You remember what they did with Brock Lesnar? He threw around Brock Lesnar for a couple weeks on Raw and SmackDown. It was like, oh damn, Big Show looks like Big Show again. Only get demolished at the pay-per-view. That's what Braun Strowman was, and that's what he is. And he just obviously doesn't have as long a career as a Big Show, but that's what he is. And so he may go to a AEW, he may go to a TNA. Not Real American, because he has to be on his hands and knees, and Josh, because he won't be able to get up. But still,
I just don't see even a Cora Jade could be a great acquisition to any wrestling promotion.
Sure.
So Chance is awesome. Carter, she's fine. Baszler, if you book her well, which I'm surprised Triple H just gave up on her. But let's be honest, her gimmick died because of Vince, and there was no recovery. You couldn't recover. Shane is not good on the mic. You killed her. You killed her character. Mm-hmm. She was a straight killer in NXT. She became a nobody on the main roster. So just because she didn't look a certain way, that's just my thoughts on her. I don't think Vince pushed women that didn't look a certain way. She was a killer, dude. She was taken seriously. Look at Asuka. She was a killer, bro. Now she's dancing around doing comedy skits. And plus, that's another point. Asuka's coming back soon. You don't have an all women's show, and there's only limited spots for women to even make an appearance on these shows.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Because people made that thing like, oh, only women got cut. Well, most of them, yes. And the majority of men that got cut, we never heard of, or they're on NXT.
Well, Mark Coffey, Joe Coffey, and who's that other guy? So Eddie Thorpe, and no, there was 3 guys in one group.
But they're not in the main roster, though.
I know, but Eddie Thorpe and Braun Strowman. But I get it. I understand that. I get it. But again, we never heard of them.
Listen, and this is nothing against anybody. It sucks when anybody gets fired. You know, like if your coworker at your job gets fired, you're like, oh man, that sucks. Like I feel bad for that person.
100%.
Even if they deserved it, even like, oh, that's still unfortunate. But the fact of the matter is, people are going to go on the internet, which they already have, and they're gonna get on their high horse. Oh, Triple H only fires gay women. I've heard that around there. Oh, you notice that this is this 3rd batch in a row that involved a homosexual person. Triple H is now anti-gay. Oh, he supports Trump.
Oh, really?
That's nonsense, people. That's not. I'm seeing it. And I'm not even on the internet. I got people sending me this stuff. And it's like, guys, I'm sorry. It's not. If that's true, which is not, then it's a shame. Shame on Triple H for it. But no, it's not. It's just people that aren't being used or pushed. And don't say that Shayna Baszler got cut because she's gay. She was pushed in NXT like a freaking superstar. She didn't get over.
Running it. She didn't get over with the fans. It was the WWE fans. That's my problem. That's the difference between IWC and wrestling fans. Go to the arena. You know, there's all these guys, keyboard warriors, in their mom's basement, wearing their whitey tighties, sitting there. Oh, it's not fair. So and so. Oh, they should be the champion. I'm sick of Goldberg. I'm sick of Hogan. I'm sick of them all. Why do they keep showing? Well, you know what? If you care so freaking much, go to the arena and boo them. You know, and that's what they did to Hogan at the Raw. But guess what? I told you that famous thing. Went to Nashville. Goldberg came out. Everybody in that arena was screaming Goldberg. Goldberg. The crowd popped when you heard the big boom, when you hear this music go. That's the difference. But I guarantee you, half those people in that arena were the same, some of those IWCs that were bitching about Goldberg not too long against The Fiend or Kevin Owens or whomever. But then they cheer when he came out. Come on. Stop it. The fans have the power. Your little keyboard thing doesn't work. They laugh at you. It doesn't work.
Look, we'll circle back, and then we're gonna circle back and then close it out. Karrion Kross,
right there.
He is getting over with the fans now. So guess what? They have no reason not to put him on TV, and they have no choice but to put him on TV because he's getting over with us, the fan base. Daniel Bryan, anyone that you didn't think was going to be pushed to the top, they were pushed to the top because the fans told them to do it. So that's it. If you don't want to be fired, you want to secure a spot. And now I sound like a piece of now I sound like that guy, like that cutthroat guy. But honestly, none of these people got over. Go to any live event. Any of these people, Braun Strowman included, when their music hits and they walk down the aisle, crickets. None of these people ever get a reaction.
Well, that's when you would say, you famously say, that's when you go up and go get a soda when those guys are wrestling. You wait for that main event or whomever is going to come out. You wait for that. That's what you wait for. So it sucks. It always sucks when someone gets laid off or whenever, and you feel for them, and maybe you like them at a certain point, but you got to be realistic. Come on. Why the hell are we keeping them on the roster? For what? Why would they keep them on the roster? There's no point. So, and I agree. IWC is toxic. So is the internet. Just, DWC, the Dolphins committee, or IDC, the Internet Dolphins community, ISC, Internet Sports community. I mean, no one could have an opinion. For me, I was having a great conversation yesterday with a friend of mine, and we're different spectrums on a few things, Jewish, Catholic, Republican, Democrat, whatever, all you want to call it, whatever you would call it. We're having this big conversation back and forth, and it was a good conversation. You know what I mean? You could have an adult conversation with someone, whether they agree or disagree or whatever, and that's what's lacking in the world. And that's what's lacking with that. That's what you want to see, and that's what's missing on the internet community. So I don't know what the hell's going on out there. If you hear that, babies, something's going on out there, but my apologies for those. We're live. They just got home from ice cream. So I'm a little.
I guess I didn't enjoy it. I guess the ice cream cone.
Apparently, the ice cream was not
dropped.
good. Apparently, I'm going to do dad voice in a minute, so you'll see the voices shut up in a minute. But look at how the arena when Ospreay and Reigns enters. Those are stars. Fair enough. You know, and then look at the fans when the type of fans who are watching the Ospreay and in the Reigns match. You know, real wrestling fans, and then Circus.
You need. Listen, there's room for greatness everywhere, and Ospreay is one of the greatest to do it in today's world. So you need to understand that. This is a whole. We're not going 20 more minutes on what a good.
Oh, we could though.
We could, but we're not going to do it because I got Lord of the Rings to watch. I got 2.5 more hours. I'm about to find out who this king is. I'm about to find out why.
Who the king is? What king are we talking about?
I got to find out why you like this Theoden character. He's awful. He's terrible.
Theoden. King Theoden.
Why would I help them if they didn't come to help us?
Damn right. Yeah, but you just trust me, bro. You're going to be like, at the end of the movie, you're going to be like, I'm telling you, the King Theoden.
He already got redeemed, brother, because all the beacons got lit. Sindar men.
Yeah.
So we're already on our way.
Yes. No, he's not redeemed yet. I mean, yeah, okay. But just trust me. I see the moment in film history is going to come. And I'm telling you, I just can't wait. When you see it, I cannot wait to talk about it because I will. You know how I go to bat for Charlotte and whatever. Watch me go to bat for this. The new future avatar is Andre the Giant's hand holding a beer can. There you go. My new favorite. If only other hosts would watch a movie. Alex.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Alex, my co-host for East Country Boys, my best friend, he hasn't never watched The Bronx Tale. So we've been telling him to, and you probably haven't either, based off your. It's Robert De Niro. He's in the movie. He's the one who directed it, and his son in the movie grows up and befriends a mafia boss, and so it's kind of like a tug of war between the mafia boss and De Niro over the son. And it's a great movie. But anyway, we've been teasing Alex about watching it, and we keep saying, "Watch it. I'm going to watch it." He never watches it. So that's now a thing with our show is we'll talk like, Alex, did you watch Bronx Tale? Not yet. You know,
I haven't seen it yet either.
Yeah, so okay, there we go.
How about this, Alex? If you're watching, let's watch it together, and I'll jump on East 10th Street Boys, and I'll
that's the plan. Alex said he says I'll watch it live on the show. So there we go. We'll have a special East 10th Street Boys with Alex and Josh, and they'll watch The Bronx Tale. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm telling you, the greatest cinematic scene in movie history is in Return of the King, Lord of the Rings with King Theoden. I'm telling you. What's up, Denise? Appreciate you watching. Denise watching there. Appreciate you. We were just talking about Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff's new wrestling venture. And are we interested? We're intrigued, right? I think we decided we're intrigued.
Intriguing means like, yeah, is it a train wreck? I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it, brother. It's going to be fun.
You know, I do want to let me say this because before we wrap up, did you ever see, because we say personal stuff, right? Personal stays out, but I got to shout out Brooke Hogan. I don't know. Did you get to see what oh my gosh, what was Hulk Hogan's wife's name? Linda Hogan. She released a video and basically crying about Hogan and whatever. And then Brooke, because she don't talk to Brooke no more. Brooke hasn't talked to him in years. We don't know what happens off the tape, off behind closed doors. But that's one thing I wish Hogan would do. Like, forget all the extra stuff. You know, saving my, this and this. That he needs to work on that. That's how I feel about it. But she wrote this whole thing. You need to see it if you haven't. But like about how she had to cut it all off, cut them out, even though those are her family. She loves her. Like, I don't know, dude. I gotta shout her out because I saw that recently and I was like, damn, dude. Like, that's one thing. Hogan, there's a lot of things you have to work on. The most important thing to work on is that you got grandchildren there. That's the thing that, I see like real, whatever gets real American wrestling. We'll see where it goes from here. We'll see. Again, what I feel better about it with is Eric Bischoff, because what he does as a businessman, what he's done, his mind for wrestling and his mind for sports entertainment and entertainment in general, whatever. Obviously, Hogan's name attached to it to draw people in, whether you love him or hate him. Everyone looked and was paying attention because it's Hogan, so we'll see where it goes. But for me, like a good story to finish up, to wrap up, what I think I'd be happy with if it's Hogan worked that out with his daughter. I think because that's just a tragedy in my opinion, that whole situation.
As a father, I can definitely agree.
Yeah, as fathers, we get it. So guys, next week we will do our pre-show for Backlash. Talk about that. Does Randy Orton dethrone? Does he dethrone
No.
John Cena? Don't spoil it. Does he dethrone John Cena? And we'll get into that. And then the week after, we will do a live review of WCW's Halloween Havoc 98 with Evan and Josh and myself. We'll be watching it. We'll go over every match. It'll be a special show for all those tuning in. Everyone new to the channel, just watching us. Cap is always back. Ryan, Denise, Mudbone, DSG, Shake Money, Finn's TV, Jacko from England, Justin, as always. Everyone watching, make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, so you could join us for Backlash next week and also for Halloween Havoc. Because I would love to know, who's a WCW guy? Who's a mark for WCW? Or did you get your
DSG,
thing in WWF?
you better watch. You better watch DSG, because we're talking one of the greatest pay-per-views of all time. That's it.
And I will say, let me make sure I don't want to miss anything here. And again, we got On Deck Baseball podcast in just a little bit, about an hour and a half. And again, shout out to Shake Money. You can catch them on Finn's Tailgate. We got, make sure Justin Toner on the Ruckus Wrestling podcast tuning in. So guys, check them out. You got Sammy on Finn's TV, guys. If you're a Dolphins fan, go to check out Finn's TV. Hit that subscription button. You could check out, and we'll give a shout out though to Denise, because I did recognize your name, Denise, and I think it's very cool that you've come to join us to tune in. You can check out Denise. She's TV host and producer for Ince Culture and Busted Open Radio on SiriusXM. So we appreciate you watching. So guys, go check her out. She puts out some killer content. We appreciate you taking the time to join us. So Josh, any final thoughts before we wrap this one up, brother?
I just can't wait to see who this king is, brother. That's it. I want to know how Smeagol gets his comeuppance. I want to see this. What happens? I can't wait. But back in the professional wrestling world, I'm just excited that we can still talk this stuff on the internet. You're in Tennessee, I'm in Florida. I'm just having a great time talking with you every single week, and everyone that watches us every single week. Thank you all. That's it. I'm done blabbering. Who is this king? Who is it?
Not going to spoil it. I'm just telling you. Just worry about the main king, and that's King Theoden. Most epic scene in cinematic history. It's coming. I'm telling you. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next Saturday. Because we're usually Saturday. Yeah, Saturday in the afternoon. We did Sunday because I was busy yesterday, but we'll be back next Saturday. Till then, like and subscribe, and have a great week, everyone. Appreciate you. Peace.